Can you save changes on a live Linux bootable USB? Imagine taking a portable Linux system with you everywhere, making changes, installing software, and saving files. But is that possible with a USB that runs directly from the device? Most standard live Linux USBs do not save any changes you make during a session. When you restart the computer, everything resets to the original state. This is because a typical live USB runs entirely in the computer's memory, known as RAM, and does not write any data back to the USB drive. So, if you install a program or change a setting, it disappears after reboot. However, there is a way to keep your changes. You can create what is called a persistent live USB. Persistence means setting aside a special part of the USB drive to store your data, settings, and installed software. This storage area acts like a small hard drive on the USB itself. When you create a persistent live USB, the system overlays the original read-only system image with your saved data. This way, any files you edit, new programs you install, or settings you change will be saved in this dedicated space. The size of this persistent storage depends on how much space you allocate when making the USB. For example, if you have a 4 GB USB, you might set aside 1 or 2 GB for persistence. Tools like UNetBoothin, Vent, and other Linux utilities make creating persistent USBs simple. They allow you to specify the amount of persistent storage during setup. Keep in mind that not all Linux distributions support persistence equally. Ubuntu and Kali Linux are popular choices with well-documented methods for creating persistent live USBs. Creating a fully installed Linux system on a USB is also possible but more complicated. Persistence is a much easier way to keep your changes without going through a full installation process. In the context of operating system management and bootable media creation, persistence bridges the gap between a temporary live environment and a full installation. It makes portable Linux systems more practical for testing, troubleshooting, or carrying your personalized setup. So, to answer the question directly, a normal live Linux USB does not save changes, but if you set up a persistent live USB, you can save your work and system modifications across reboots. This feature is supported by many Linux distributions and tools, making your portable Linux experience much more flexible and useful.